Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about a few changes that I'm definitely gonna do within this garden space um, between now and fall. There's quite a few things that I want to do, different small projects, and I know it's gonna take time to get all this stuff done. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's so many things because of the rainfall is out of control. Like this whole garden space here, a lot of stuff is out of control. I know I mentioned before that I want to change up this space a little bit. I am going to do that. I think I'm going to remove this Leyland cypress from here and just shift it out a little bit, but take it out of this space here, because I feel like when it gets bigger it's gonna be too much for this corner, and I don't want it to be sitting like on my hobby greenhouse. The butterfly bush, I'm definitely gonna remove this because in this area gets a little bit of swamp, and I know a butterfly bush does not like that wet feet all the time, and this area gets wet feet all the time. So what I'm gonna do is when I remove it from there, I'm gonna literally put it over on this side, somewhere over there, because I mentioned before as well, this is another Leyland cypress, and that one I'm gonna remove from this area right here. So I'll possibly put the butterfly bush over there. But I want to plan this out really good. I want to plan it out because I want, when I put these plants in the ground, it's the way I want it. So I don't have to constantly keep moving stuff. Although we know that moving and shifting stuff and transplanting and planting more stuff, that's gardening. We got to deal with it. You know, that's how you garden a lot of times, by moving and shifting stuff. And you know, a lot of times we make mistakes. We put stuff in the wrong place and then we try to move them, and all these stuff that comes with gardening. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, exactly what happens when you're gardening, but that's it. I know there's some annual, the potato vine, that's an annual, so I know that's gonna come out of there. I gotta really clean this around, and I want to put the bricks that is around here. I think I'm gonna put it all the way around here as well. I'm gonna leave the roses in this corner, but I do have some more roses in other areas. I think I'm gonna put like all the roses right here and allow it to grow in this corner. What else? This holly, really, it was dying in my shaded garden bed, and now it's just doing so good. Look how much it has grown, and I think it's grown because it's getting a lot of sun and a lot of water. I don't want to move it. I don't think I'm gonna move it. If I do, it's probably gonna be somewhere in this area here, but yes, I can't get anywhere between here, and that's how tight these plants are. I can clearly see weeds right between here, but I can't even get in here to do anything. And that's how much these plants have grown. Like, I love it, but I need to clean it up some. And the only way to clean it up some is to really and truly is to cut back some of the plants. But I'm gonna allow it. I mean, we're in what? Almost the middle of summer, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Let it do its thing and continue to plant and transplant and do all the necessary for this area. We have been getting a lot of rain, so what I think is, even if you transplant something, it's not gonna get that shock of the heat because there's so much rain. So yeah, I don't think any of that is gonna happen. you know. These two pots, I'm gonna definitely move them. I have my two fruit trees, this one, two apple trees in this corner, but it haven't done well at all. It's been the bugs have been eating on them, and I think there was too much water, like it was sitting in too much water, so they are not doing so good. So I'm gonna move them and try again for next spring. Over here, I did mention that I'm gonna remove the cypress once again. I may remove this knockout rose, this climbing knockout rose. I don't like how it's doing back there, so I'm probably gonna move it from there as well and put it with the roses that I plan to put over there. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna remove this as well. Sorry about that. That's my AC unit. The bird bath, I'm gonna remove that because I can never get it to stand straight, and it kind of looks a little ugly in this corner. I don't know. That's what I think. Maybe because the when it's sitting there, it's not level, so it always looks lapsidated. The boxwoods that are here, all these boxwood here, I'm definitely going to be moving some of them because I'm going to move some of them to the front of the house. And once I start moving all this stuff, you'll see exactly where I'm going to put them, but I'm definitely going to move some of them. Over here, I think what I'm going to do over here is get some cardboard and put some more cardboard down here before I mulch it, because if you look at it right now, it has a lot of the grass in there, and I can dig it up and clean it out, but it's gonna take a lot of time for me to dig it up, clean it out, or I can get the grass and weed killer and just spray it. I don't know. I'm gonna, as I go, each time I go, or each time I get an area done or started, I'm gonna think about whether I want to spray it or whether I want to clean it out. I want to do this a lot different so that next spring I don't have to continuously keep going through some of this stuff. Like, we pull weeds all the time. That's not gonna stop. We're gonna always keep pulling weeds. As much as we think we put all the protection possible and we don't have to pull weeds, we're still gonna have to pull weeds. So that's something we can't run from. But there's some things that I don't want to have to do next year again. So I think I'm gonna maybe go get some boxes and just lay it down before I put the mulch. And I'm gonna do the mulch sooner than later, only because right where the mulch is sitting, it's killing the grass as well. So yeah, and I don't want that to happen. All right, so now we're gonna go over here. All right, I totally forgot what the name of this plant is. I'm gonna have to look through my lens and see what the name of it is and probably put a tag on it. But I'm gonna move it as well. It's gonna come out of this pot because the root is really full in the pot. So I'm gonna take it out the pot and plant it in the ground as well, or maybe put it in a larger pot. I don't know, I'll think about that. But I might just put it in a mosquito. Yeah, I might just put it in a larger pot or put it in the ground somewhere. I just noticed this. Look at that. That's a watermelon. Watermelon is coming up. This area don't get a lot of sun, so I do get worried a little bit. Yeah, I do get a little worried. I don't even know. Anyway, these two pots have done amazing for me. Amazing, simply amazing. Like, these are two of the pots that I just really love, and it's done so good during the spring and summer. And I know it's gonna go into fall unless I change it, but I might take the arborvitaes and put them in a different pot, or possibly put them in the ground. But these two pots are doing so well, so well. I don't know if I want to move them, but again, I gotta make that decision whether I want to or not. But we're gonna come to that and cross that bridge when we get there, because I haven't decided on that yet. I have some time to think about it. I have a little bit of time to think about it, because fall is gonna come sooner than we think. So some of the things that we want to move, I have to do it now. Like, I have to get the ball rolling on stuff that I want to move between now and the end of fall. Now, this is my shaded garden bed. Let's see. Okay, so right over here, all this is my shaded garden bed going all the way down to the end. Like, it's shaded all the way down to the end over there. And so I have these what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 of them, 5 crepe myrtles in the back here. And I mentioned in my last video that the crepe myrtles are getting a little bit of this white stuff on the top of it, and I didn't quite know what to do. And somebody in my comments say they would have just dig them all out, like just cut them down. But, which was very funny, but because sometimes when problems like this hit, you just want to just cut them out or dig them out, or just, you know, like tell yourself forget about it, you know. But you really can't. In the back here, these 5 crepe myrtles is a staple part of my yard, so I love them and I'm trying to take care of them. I want to make sure that they grow as healthy as possible to their max, and that's one of the reasons why I cut them all back last year. But I do understand that person's concept, because it's probably what I was feeling in the moment, but I really do want to take care of them and have them grow to their full ability. So I'm gonna trim them back again during fall, maybe just the top a little bit, so when it grows back, it, you know, it's nice and thick again. It's getting there. It's nice and thick, but they're small trees, so, you know, and they're shaded a lot, so from the big trees above them, so they're really trying to fight and get back to where they were. However, the plants that I have below them, I plan to remove all these plants. All the boxwoods, I'm going to remove them and plant them to the front. I'm going to make sure I remove them, spray them nicely, plant them to the front of my yard. Maybe I'm going to remove the flowers for sure, like the roses. There's 2 roses under there. There's one over here and one all the way to the end. There's one right there. And so these roses are not getting enough sunlight as well. So what I realize in this area, it's a shaded garden bed. So in a shaded garden bed, you got to treat it as a shaded garden bed. So basically put in things in this area that loves a lot of shade. You know, that's the one thing that I feel like I haven't been focusing on, like putting a lot of stuff that is shaded plants. I've been just putting plants. So boxwoods can grow in shade or sun, but I want these boxwoods to the front, and I'm gonna really plan this out next year. for spring, and I'm gonna put more plants here that are more susceptible to the shade that I know that is gonna grow. The boxwood has been in here for what, about 3 seasons now, and they're growing, but they're growing slowly, and I can tell at some point they're struggling because the dirt here is not that great. There's a lot of clay. It's a lot of it's not good soil. It's really not good soil. So when I take all these plants out, I would have to clean up some of this mulch, of course, because the leaves are gonna fall, and I could leave it up there and let it compost, but I'm gonna clean it up and really add good soil into every section that I plant stuff. I'm gonna just add really good soil. And I really think if I do it like that, then the area might be able to develop a lot better. It may even improve, the growing process on some of these things. Now, I did put a lot of irrigation here to make sure that all these plants are getting really good water. So I know it's not lacking water, which means it's just, to me, I believe it's the soil nutrients. When I first moved in here, there was nothing here. There was just grass, and I created this. But when I created it, I just put a little bit of compost in the holes that I was planting stuff. I didn't do it the way it should have been done, like digging the hole twice as deep to put the plant and all that. I just made a hole and kind of shoved the plant in there because I wanted to get stuff planted. I wanted the impact. I wanted stuff to look nice. I wanted it, just a little pretty sight. And I really thought that it would have, because they're plants, and I'm thinking to myself, they're gonna come up no matter what. But no, they came up, they grew, but not to their full ability. They're growing each year, but very slow. And that just and if they're getting enough water, that just tells me that the soil is not as great. So that's the plan. Now over here, this area here, this area looked really nice, really, really nice during the spring. But for the for the summer, I can tell. And again, with the rain, all these stuff is overgrown. Like, it needs to be cleaned out. Like, these stuff needs to come out of this pot because all the pots are full of roots. This area needs help. Everything is overgrown. This is a fruit tree I had. This fruit tree, I had it in there for, this is what? This fruit tree has been planted there for about 2 years, 3 years, but 2.5 years. When I created this bed, the fruit tree was already there. And I just kind of created the bed around it and stuff like that. But this bed, no, this bed needs, it needs some help. Look at this. I definitely gotta clean this out. Like, yeah, this needs cleaning out. This, I need to probably pull it out and just plant it elsewhere. Let it run somewhere else. Like, this is, whew, I don't know if I could get in there. I might have to just, kind of pull it out. Yeah. Needs help. Needs help. Needs help. Now over here is my potted plants, but clearly it needs cleaning up. Like, for instance, these flowers, like, some of them needs to be, like, the dead flowers need to be cut back. The potato vine, the black potato vine, this is literally on the ground. Like, it's see that? I gotta cut that back and lift it up. And both of them is the same thing. Like, this one is on the ground, is dragging on the ground. So I definitely gotta cut them back. This one is doing okay. It's not on the ground. It's folded over, but it's not on the ground. So this one is doing it a little okay. Over here, this needs to be trimmed back. Like this vine, this, it's all the way, look, this is literally to the ground. Like it needs to, I need to cut all this back. It's on the other side as well. And sometimes things like this, because I'm busy, I miss little stuff like this. But I really do need to I really need to cut them back and clean it up so it looks a little bit more tidy. Alright, anyway guys, for the next coming weeks, I'm truly gonna be doing a lot out here. Oh, I just spotted a butternut squash. Look at that. And it's running nicely on my arbor. Let's see if I can get closer. There we go, spotted. Yeah. The vine is running up. Anyway, guys, so that's gonna be it for me today. I just wanted to come out here and explain to you guys what I'm gonna be doing during the late summer into fall, you know, of planting and transplanting. During the winter, I'm not really in the yard like this. Now this year I might give it a shot, but I do not like the cold, so I don't like to be out here when it's cold. So we'll see. But I wanted to mention to you guys all the little changes that I'm going to be doing, especially to my backyard and moving stuff to the front. I want the front to look full, and then I can, you know, I can move around a little bit more in the back and kind of like really choose the plants that is good for the shaded section and the full sun section and all that. In front of my house have a lot of sun and a lot of shade. It's always part sun, part shades in most of the areas. So the front of the house gets like all these different plants that really shines and stand out. And I don't want to contradict myself when I say that. Now we do have plants that are problematic and things happen. However, most of my plants in the front are really successful. I rarely have plants that will die and won't make it, and I gotta transplant and I gotta move around. The only time I really gotta move it around is if I don't want it in the location anymore, or it's too big for the location. Otherwise, the front yard does well. The backyard is a different story. So that's why I gotta really work on the backyard, because we need to put good soil in the back here to just help everything. So in some areas do have good soil. So right by the greenhouse here, and I think that's why that's flourishing so much, because this area have really good soil. Over there, which is on that side, and over here got really good soil. Over in this section as well, every time I plant something over here, I really do put good soil here. The problem is the back, the shaded garden area. So that's really and truly the area that needs the most work. Anyway, this is it for me, guys. Anyway, again, I just wanted to come out here and let you guys see, or show you guys exactly, or tell you guys exactly what my plans are in getting this done. I really want everything to be like really cleaned up and put in its right place before spring next year. You know, I really want during the spring, like whatever I put down, I don't have to keep, you know, The only way I'm gonna move it is if it's dying or if it's not in the right area, like if it's getting too much sun or too much shade, you know, stuff like that. You guys know exactly what I mean. If you're a gardener, you know exactly what I mean. This is the problems that we run into every single year. And we talk and talk and talk and we say whatever we want to say. But the reality is you got to continue to plant, transplant, and do all these different things, because that's how the garden centers make their money. And that's how your yard continues to look beautiful. I know I like my yard looking beautiful. So I'm going to continue to put in the work. But anyway, I keep saying that this is it for me, but this is truly it for me. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys get a chance to get out there, do something amazing, something beautiful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, guys.